All right, welcome back. I'm RealCopStoriesVideos.com. 390 cop stories. Look them up, please. They're all my babies. Obviously, if you're on this site, you'll see a bunch of them. There are a lot of gross alerts on here because a lot of Vice stuff. I had almost 4 years, 2 different parts of the city in Vice, prostitutes and stuff. Okay, hope you enjoy it. In addition to that, we have 250 questions and answers. That's what we're going to do right now. So if you ask me a question, if you want to ask me one, email me at rsbcopstories@gmail.com, and I'll answer your question personally, and then also we'll do it on video right now. Someone asked me to describe some really scary things and what I did, and here's another one. I'm working undercover. When you're going to purchase narcotics, you usually do it through informants, trusted informants. We do what we'll do is you get introduced to the crook, like at a dinner or something, or at a Denny's or someplace, and you start discussing narcotic purchase. And in those days, a kilo of coke, which is about, I describe it as about it's actually 2.2 pounds, which is a kilo. It's about like this big, okay? Compare it like a rolled ham that you find at the store. Those days, one of these was worth $40,000 wholesale. That's the level I'm at, 40,000. So you negotiate 2 of them, 2 kilos, 80,000, 3, whatever. Do the math. It's pretty much what you do. And you negotiate this, okay? Then you say, well, let's have another meeting. Okay, now that next meeting is what you call separating the men from the boys. At the next meeting, we're going to surprise flash him with $80,000 to show him we mean business. Okay, because a lot of people talk, but they don't do the walk. So what you do is you talk a lot on the phone, all recorded, and then you meet him a couple times, all recorded with covering officers at an open restaurant, and then you go to the day where let's talk some more, and you go to a restaurant, and that's when you show him the $80,000. And then you have a squad standing by, so when you separate, you say, I've got the money, next time you better have the dope, or I don't want to talk to you anymore. I did this several times. And they look at you like, let's go. In Spanish, you don't have enough men parts to do this, and don't do it. So off they go. When they take off, the squad follows him for the next 2 or 3 days to see if he's going to go out and find some dope. Most of the time they do. They go to a storage facility, they go to somebody's garage, and then I'll order it up, we'll meet, I'll see it, and we'll take him down. Well, I'm not going to go into this one because it didn't happen that way. I'll tell you what happened. Well, it did happen that way eventually, but I don't want to get too ahead of myself here. So we had a restaurant. It was like a steakhouse with a huge parking lot with a walled area for the parking. We use it a lot. One of the suburbs there, and so it was my first time doing this, and I was going to surprise flash him for $80,000. Okay, so. The lieutenant has to check out the money from the safe. It's the city money, obviously. It doesn't belong to the police department. We have to check it out. So we're downtown. I'm downtown with him. Checks out the money. I put it in his satchel. It's all $100 bills. And they went to. This is pretty good on majors. This is the major unit. Some old timers, prior to me being there, probably 5 or 6 years earlier, that safe had $100,000 in it for operating money. They use it for years. Use it. Display it, put it back in. He never spent it. It was just used for showing. Well, these detectives, like 4 or 5 years before I got there, went to a bank with this money and had the bank give them old-looking $100 bills. So that way it didn't look like we had brand new spanking $100 bills out of the U.S. Mint. Excuse me. It looks normal. And that's pretty smart because, we saw those money and they're bundled, but they're all like, a wad of old $1 bills, not like the brand new stack where they all stick together, that kind of thing. Very smart to do that. And so the money looked like it had been laundered and used in narcotics, purchases. So it didn't look like right out of the bank, which is pretty good. So we get the money out. So we go down to this, my squad's down there covering me. So now before we go down there, we're having a briefing. And one of my supervisors was an ex-SWAT sniper, big burly guy. And so I'm with him, and we're talking what we're going to do here. And I got a Cadillac that I'm going to use as my undercover vehicle. And this is what we're going to do. I'm going to be in the restaurant talking to this guy. We're going to walk, and there's 2 people in the restaurant watching me to make sure nobody's watching me. No, there's crooks. We're all covering each other. I'm going to walk out with him to go to his car, and then I'm going to say, you know what? Come into my Cadillac. I want to show you something. And I'm explaining what we're going to do, and I'll get in later what we did. So we're getting in the car. I'm going to show him the money, and then I'm going to tell him, poop or get off the pot. That's it. This is what we did. Met him in the restaurant. I see the 2 covering officers over there. One over here, one over there at the bar. We're having a drink. And my lieutenant said, he's an old timer. He says, before you do this, while you're at the bar, give yourself a shot of whiskey, because I was really nervous. And he was right. I took a shot, felt good. Actually, it was tequila, mother's milk, being a Latin. So, shot of tequila, warm me up, calm me down. Okay, so now we're in there talking. And I say, okay, well, we'll talk next week. Okay, so we're walking out. I said, where's your car? And he had kind of parked near me. So I said, well, let me show you something. And before so many things I have to tell you. Let me back up a little bit. So before we did all this, I had my Cadillac parked in the lot. That burly guy used to be a SWAT sniper. They have a van, him and his partner, and they're both my supervisors. They pull the van up next to the Cadillac on the driver's side, okay? And he parked it so when he opens the side door, he's looking right down across the window of the Cadillac, okay? That's planned, okay? He's gonna sit down in the van so when they open the door, he'll be eyeball level with the window. You don't want to stand up in the van because you'll be looking down. If I'm being robbed in that, they're going to crack the door and listen. They're going to be right next to me. They're going to be literally like this far from my door on purpose. They're really close because the door opens this way, right? Slider, a van slider door. They got the door cracked and they're going to listen for me to cough 2 or 3 times. When I cough 2 or 3 times, that means I have a gun on me. And when I hear that door open, when I hear that slider fly open, I'm going to lay myself on the seat. And he is going to shoot over me and kill the guy in the head. Apparently, I'll tell you who this is later. My wife knows him. He's done this, he did it in SWAT twice. He took out a hostage taker twice with his long rifle. So he's not adverse to blowing people away. Okay, very serious guy. They're not bragging about it. We had to find out about it from somebody else. He just did his job. That's all he did. Okay, so that was the plan. So you can imagine why I need a shot of tequila. If I cough in there, this guy's going to blow him away, and he might get me in the process because I'm not expected to have shots here unless I decide to start coughing. And the whole time I'm thinking, I hope I don't cough, because that's all we had. And he's literally my supervisor is literally sitting there with that shotgun, and the other partner is holding the door. And when he hears the cough, it's going to be open and fire. It's not going to be police officer or anything like that. It's going to be a shotgun blast to this guy's head. Okay, that was the plan. Okay, so now back to where I was telling you. So we're walking out. I see the van because I didn't see any of this when I pull up. But I can't. We don't know if the guy's in the parking lot, so we can't stage everything because he might be watching us. So I pull my Cadillac in there. I get out. I have the satchel in behind the front seat, his side, the passenger seat. I get out and I walk, and then they come in and put everything in place while I'm in the restaurant talking. So when I come out, I see the undercover van, and I see the doors cracked ever so slightly. So they're in there. Okay, I know it's in there. No, I've seen the van. I've been in that van doing surveillance, so I know that van. They're in there. Okay, got a double-out shotgun waiting for the guy. So we're walking to his car. Oh, let me show you something. So we go to the car. Barely can get in because it's so damn close. But I get in, and I have a gun on the side here. But if he's got a gun on me, and I'm right-handed. It's not. That's just that just make me feel better, pretty much. So I'm sitting in the seat, and I played with the seat before where I could grab it and pull it back, but that didn't work. What I was going to do is I was just going to go I was going to be like a snake. If I coughed and I heard that door, I was going to slide underneath the steering wheel because I can't get that seat back fast enough. I said, don't fail me now, man. I got to get out of the way because it's coming across the top of my head. Okay, so I practice this. This is me. Okay, fine. So I get in the car. He's in there. I reach behind it and I unzip the satchel and I go like that. And he looked like a kid that hadn't had candy in a year. He just looked in this bag. And I reach in, I pull out a wad, a 10,000 wad, and I flick it. I go, here, you want to look at it? He goes, I grab a couple of them. Here, look at it. And he's looking at it because they always think that we're ripping them off. And there's, 40 grand in there. I'm sorry, 80 grand in there, 40 per kilo. So he's fanning the hundreds, and it's all there, puts it back in. And now I'm thinking the whole time, this is it. He's going to do something. This is it. He's going to do something. I get the money. I put it behind the seat. Okay, I'll see you next week. I'm just waiting. He's looking at me like, I'm thinking, okay, here it comes. I'm waiting. The windows are down. I'm waiting for him to do something. This is S or get off the pot. Is he going to shoot me? Is he going to take it? Obviously, if he's going to say, give me the money, I'm going to give him the money. But a lot of times, they may not even do that. He may just shoot me and take the money. Got to think of that too. You know, this isn't television where they take the money, oh, here, go ahead and take it, thank you, and you walk away and everything's fine. No, this is real world stuff. He may just take out a gun and just shoot me and take the money anyway because he knows it's right there. Okay. And 2 cars over, 2 more detectives covered me. One of my old partners I wound up being real good friends with, he was new in the unit. He's got a shotgun. We're all ready to go here. So he says, okay, I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, we shook hands, and he gets out, and as soon as he walks away, I back the Cadillac out, so in case anybody's watching me, they'll see me leaving. Of course, when I left, another unit picked me up, 2 units, and followed me out of the parking lot, make sure I'm okay. Then the other squad picked this guy up, followed him, and then once he was out of the area, the other units were looking in the parking lot, see anybody's looking, and then nobody gets out of their cars. And then my partner was covering me. He backs out, drives away, and then the van fires up, and they leave, and then we all go someplace else and meet. Okay. So that was the first time I've done that. And so we get back to the meeting spot, and you know, I'm like, at the time it's going on, right when I showed him the money, it's like I said, one of my earlier videos, man. I've got, you know, I need dress shields. It's just I'm sweating, my heart's pumping. This is it. This is what I was trained for. This is what it's all about. This is adult work here. And I really wanted to grab my gun just in case you get that. I've always been able to hold on to my gun. I had my hand on it, but you know, I'm not going to have time. If he shoots me, he's going to shoot me. Okay. And so I waited. So we talked about it. Everything looks good. Everything sounds good on tape. Everything's wired. I'm wired. The car's wired. We didn't have videos in the cars like they do now, where they put video cameras in all the undercover cars. It was just an audio. You know, they got all that on tape. Came out good. He's good. And that's it. I get in the car with my lieutenant, and we drove back to the station. And went back to the safe, and we had to recount all the money. It took 2 hours. They want to make sure we didn't take any money. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and rip off my own department. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, risk my pension and all that. But anyway, so we're counting the money, and of course they're doing all the other stuff. And of course everybody's gone home. I'm there with Lieutenant, the most senior guy, and the more junior guy are left behind doing the money. All the other guys go away, and they're all having cocktails or whatever they're doing. And I'm like, okay. And I told my lieutenant, it's kind of ironic, you're the most senior guy here. I'm the moot guy here. We're both here, you know, by ourselves working late. He goes, yeah, I got to work on that one. He's a pretty good guy. But anyway, so we did that, and that was it. It was we eventually did take him down for about 30 kilos, and you know, he was interested in trying to give us more, but we saw there was going to be a dead end. He went to a storage facility and took him out, and the other squad took him down, and went back to the storage facility. That's all he had, and that was it. It was over, and he never saw me again. I never saw him again. I want to be identified. A very precious commodity, undercover officer. So I got a subpoena, went to court. DA wanted me to talk to him. I said, I can't. I'm undercover. Well, what? He didn't understand that. I said, I would not get, is the defendant in court? He goes, well, yeah. No. You refuse to go to court? No, counselor. You call me to the stand, I will testify. But all this pre-bargaining stuff and all this discussion between attorneys and all this stuff, you don't need me there. I'm right here. I'm right down the hallway right here. I'm just waiting for you to call me. Oh, good point. Off he went. And the guy pled guilty and came back, and that was it. He just wanted to see me. Nope. No. When I became a supervisor, I kept all my undercover officers very precious. Nobody saw them at all, as far as I'm concerned, because you don't have that many. Not that many people to do this. Very limited. I had a lady officer, 2 of them. Very limited. Especially ladies, undercover officers, let alone black and Latinos. Of course, our department in the 80s and 90s progressed to more and more minorities, but still, you want to keep that close to the chest, so to speak. So anyway, so that's one of my dangerous ones, and I hope you enjoyed it.